Hey there YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you how to change the battery in your 2007 through 2014 Ford Edge or your 2007 through 2015 Lincoln MKX. This one in particular is a 2011 Ford Edge Limited, and it's actually pretty easy. The only tools you need are a 10mm socket, an 8mm socket, possibly an extension, and a ratchet. The first thing you're going to want to do is right here, let me turn on the light here. Right here there's the battery bracket bolt. That is the only 8mm. You're going to take your ratchet extension and 8mm socket and loosen that until it comes off. This ratchet kind of, oh never mind, it's just catching. And there we go, that should be it. And then, well, still a little bit in there, but once it comes all the way out, like it is now, you can just lift the bracket and set it to the side. The next thing you're going to want to do is, you don't need the extension anymore. Take that off. Then you're going to come back, grab your 10mm socket. This started to do one-handed, and attach it to your ratchet. You're going to want to start by loosening your negative battery terminal. And that should be enough. See, it wiggles a little bit. Sometimes they're a little hard to make come off just because they've been on there for, depending on how long. This one's been on there since 2016. The battery started the car really weak this morning and died on me after only having the door open for 5 minutes. So when I got the battery tested, it failed. Alright, now that you got that off, you're also going to want to take and loosen this one right here. This is the front bracket, or the positive bracket bolt, or terminal bolt rather. They're not really that tight, they shouldn't be. And you remove that, and if you can, you probably have the stock air box still, so you have more room to push this down here, but I don't. And now, basically, what you're going to want to do, I can't do it with one hand, is grab the battery and pull it out. So I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Alright, the trick that I found the easiest to get the battery out, if yours doesn't have a handle like this new one, which actually you're technically supposed to remove, but the trick I found is to lift the battery here and then get your other hand, or lift the battery here with one hand, get your hand under it here, and pull it up as high as you can, and then slide it and pull it back out. Comparing the two batteries, you can tell they're the same size. Actually, I would almost guarantee you these are made in the same factory, and the exact same size, shape, even all this is the same. But yeah, you can tell that one's August 2016, October 2020. So this one's brand new. It is a warranty battery, but 3-year warranty, same thing, 3-year warranty. Now putting the new battery back in, it's going to be a lot easier because it does have the handle. No, I can't do this one-handed. You're going to want to, actually, before you put the battery in, you're going to want to get a terminal cleaner possibly, if your terminals are dirty, and clean your battery terminals, which mine aren't bad, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let me go grab that really quick. Oh, and another tip, if your battery's in the trunk, make sure you pop your trunk before you disconnect the battery, otherwise you have to go through the back seat. This right here is a battery terminal cleaner. Basically, you stick it in your battery terminals. You twist it around a bunch of times. And you can see now, it's all nice and shiny. This basically cleans out the mating surface between the terminal and the battery terminal. And you just keep twisting. You do it on both the positive and negative. A little hard to do one-handed, but keep twisting and twisting. Back and forth, whatever. And nice and shiny. And then, this is the cap for it. Put the cap back on. Sorry, it's a little hard to do one-handed. Put the cap back on. Just gotta line it up. There we go. And then now you take this end. The cap covers the other end so it doesn't cut up your hand. Then you take this end, which has like a post cleaner. And you put it on the post. Twist it around a few times. Get it nice and clean. Same goes for this one. Now, if it's a brand new battery, you really shouldn't have to do this. I'm doing it just as a demonstration, but you see, takes off some of the metal, makes it clean. Alright, now I'm going to pause this and I'm going to put the battery back in, and I'll show you how to do that after. Alright, now that you got the battery sitting back in its spot, the best thing again is to put the back end first, sitting down in, slide it back, and drop the front. Just make sure that your negative terminal doesn't get stuck behind here. You just want to make sure that that's up. You can wrap it around here, that way it doesn't get lost. But that way you don't get it stuck behind there and can't get to it. Now you're just going to want to take your positive, push it back on. Oops, sorry, my finger was in the way. Make sure it goes all the way down, as far as you can get it. I might have to loosen this up a little bit. Make sure it goes all the way down. As you can see, you want a little bit of that sticking up. You don't have to if your post isn't that tall, but you just want to make sure it's all the way down. Then you're going to want to take your 10 mil. It's pretty loose right now, so start it by hand. And tighten it up pretty tight. You don't want to go too tight. Till it's snug. Right about there. Then you're going to want to make sure, grab the terminal, wiggle it, see if it's loose. If it's not, perfect. If it is, tighten it a little bit more. Now, you're going to want to push your handle down and grab your negative terminal and drop it on. Again, you're going to want to make sure that, I think the handle's getting in the way a little bit. No, it's not. Oh, not loose enough. You might have to loosen it a little bit more, depending on the terminal size. Sorry if the camera works not the best. This is really difficult to do one-handed. Getting caught up on something here. If it gets caught up, just twist it a little bit. It should drop. You have to angle it different ways, stuff like that. There we go. Just wiggle it, make sure it's all the way down. Again, you're gonna want it to be like this one where it sticks out a little bit. Let me switch hands here. Wiggle it, twist it. As you can see, it's going down now. It's hard to do one-handed, I apologize. The handle does get in the way a little bit, but not too much. I believe it's all the way down. Yep, got a little bit sticking out, perfect. Then you're gonna want to take your 10 mil, get it started by hand. And take your 10 mil and there we go. on loosen mode. You're gonna wanna make sure it's on tighten mode. There we go, let me get over here. Oh, back on loosen mode. Make sure it's on tighten mode, double check. There we go. You're gonna want to tighten it till it is snug, same as the positive terminal. And that should be good right there. Double check, make sure it's tight. And it is. You're going to slide the battery, make sure it's all the way over this way. Handles down. Then you are going to want to take your battery holder, the little hook side right there, goes against the battery. And you're going to want to line that up with the hole right down there. Sorry, it's hard to focus it on that. The hole, there's a little bit of garbage that fell over it. Oh, right there. A little bit of leaves and stuff. If you want to clean that out, it's not a big deal. Then you're just going to want to get it threaded by hand. You see those little teeth right here? That holds this in place so it lines up right. Get it started by hand as much as you can. Then you are going to want to switch to your 8mm with your extension. Put that on your ratchet. And snug it down. Now remember, these threads are long, so this is going to take some time here. Not using the salt belt, what can you expect? Now that that's tight, give the battery a little wiggle. Make sure it's going nowhere. Then take your little cover, slide that back over, and you're good to go. Now, because this is a 2011 Edge, you have to reset your battery monitor. In order to do that, you either A, take it to the dealership, they should reset it for you for free, or B, you download a program named ForScan, and you can reset it that way. There's a third way too. It's just put the battery in, do not touch the car for, I believe it's 8 hours. Just let it sit, don't push any buttons on your key fob, don't touch the car. It will relearn the battery system. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, drop a thumbs up. Remember to like, subscribe. If you got any questions, drop a comment below. Sorry if this video is a little all over the place. It's the first one. I don't have a tripod to hold the camera, so I have to pause and do all that stuff. But yep.